Hello, welcome to FCC Magazine video hosted by me, Define999, aka Matt Roybal. I wanted to share something that I've shared before in the past, but I think there's enough new blood into the niche that maybe they had not seen it before, and maybe some of the others had not seen this. It's a really unique piece of foreign comic history. It's a piece that I've only seen one of, and I've never seen proof of the existence of any others. And it's pretty impressive. Give me 1 second here. It's called Marvel Speaks Your Language. And what it was a piece of marketing material that Marvel, at that time a division of Cadence Industries, shipped out to foreign publishers. This specific folder is done in 4 languages: English, French, German, and Spanish. Now that covers, any of the Spanish-speaking countries. It covers any of the French-speaking countries, any of the German, Germany, and any provinces or any other places that they speak German. By covering those 3 languages, I think they do a pretty good job covering, getting out to a lot of different foreign publishers. What's neat about this is it was given to me by a really close Italian contact, and I don't know where he found it, but he said he'd never seen one before himself. I did a ton of research on this book, or on this folder, trying to find out more information on it. Could not find anything on it. But it is super cool, and what I think is so interesting about these kinds of pieces, as far as the foreign comic niche is concerned, is these pieces were never meant to be collected. This was a piece of marketing material that was meant to go to corporate offices. This wasn't something that any kid that was buying or collecting stuff would get. Kind of similar to the original art, and how Marvel was just Marvel and DC kept original art and would give them away at show. No one knew they were going to be worth anything. It's just no one thought it would be anything anyone would want, and those make the best collectibles. And this thing is freaking awesome. Like I said, English, Spanish, English, French, German, and Spanish on the bottom. The back of this has the same Marvel Speaks Your Language. It's like duller. I think that was a design choice. But this thing is super cool. It's one of the jewels of my foreign collection. And, again, I do not think there are many of these survived. Did Marvel have some that they never shipped out? And, after about a couple moves, maybe there's hiding in a warehouse somewhere. I've never seen anything like this for sale before. And as far as the foreign publishers, when those publishers went defunct, I'm sure many of the comics and file copies and stuff like that probably got saved or put somewhere because someone thought it'd be valuable. But did they think this would be valuable? Probably not. But it is a really cool piece. So why don't we explore it a little bit, and we'll check it out. Okay, here we go. Marvel Speaks Your Language. Marvel parle votre langue. I don't know. Does that sound like French to you, babe? Marvel parle votre langue. Marvel spricht ihr Sprach. I don't know how to say German. I don't know what I'm doing. Marvel habla su idioma. See, Spanish I got. Anyway, Marvel Speaks Your Language. I'm sure plenty of people enjoyed me butchering that. We got a letter from... It was all butchered. We have a letter from Stan Lee here. A word from Stan Lee. Some things are the same all over the world. Hunger, love, and Marvel superheroes. Stan Lee then goes into why a foreign publisher should license Marvel content. We're thrilled by our past performance, elated over our present success, inspired by the promise of the future. To countless fans throughout the world, Marvel Comics means excitement and entertainment, and the best is just ahead. Now remember, this was made in 1978. Now this entire paragraph is done in French, in German, and in Spanish. And the whole thing is signed Excelsior Stan Lee. Now, this would have been a cool page to get signed by Stan before he unfortunately passed. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with signatures, but this would have been a unique piece to get signatures on. This next page is really something. Now, what this is a gatefold. And it gatefolds out into Spider-Man. And I'm guessing, like, when this was produced, these were the issues at the time. Sometime at some place in 1978. Got Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, Howard the Duck, Miss Marvel, Thor, and it's all part of this beautiful gatefold here. And then on the other side, you have Hulk and Conan. Now this, like if I had started in the 70s just getting signatures of creators, this would have been a really cool piece to get just massively signed. It's too late now. Too many big, huge creators are long and gone, so I don't think it's worth it to do. But this is a super neat little interior gatefold of this folder, just kind of showing the badassery of Marvel. And I thought they did a pretty good job. Now on this page, Marvel Comic Magazines. The 48-page internationally best-selling Marvel Comic Magazines feature fantastic superhero adventure, the latest science fiction, romance stories, westerns, tales of the supernatural, and literary classics. License may be obtained to reprint and publish literally thousands of existing issues and hundreds of existing titles. And such is the history of the foreign niche. If these publishers, DC, Marvel, or whoever else, didn't allow the licensing of their stuff, we wouldn't have the niche as it exists today. And, they're just showing books. There's a 30-cent Star Wars, hugely licensed. That set is a massive set. But you had a foreign publisher had all sorts of options. It would be fascinating, really, to pick the brain of someone in Marvel at their licensing department, because I think that we'd learn a lot, and I just don't think enough people have talked about what went on there in either Marvel or DC. Here we have paperback and pocket books, puzzles, games, activity, and coloring books. So Marvel they were licensing anything that they could. And we know from 1977 that they were in some financial trouble. Star Wars saved their bacon. Licensing saved their bacon. And so they were probably just upping their licensing game, just trying to make the most money that they could. I like this. Marvel superheroes are adapted to a wide variety of educational, entertaining books. Binding size and cover vary depending on the subject. Licensing is available to reprint and publish many existing titles, or we will help you adapt a Marvel character into your own book. Very cool. You see here a young lady reading a treasury-sized book. These all appear to be Americans. But on the next page, this also is this was folded in. It's also kind of a gatefold. On the next page, you will see some foreign stuff in there. That looks like French. More French. It seems like they just took a bunch of French stuff and mixed it with American stuff. Marvel Superhero Adventures are also great sellers when excellently printed as large format hard or semi-hard cover albums. And again, the same thing in all three languages. This is neat here. Spider-Man, Hulk, Miss Marvel, and other Marvel superheroes are always extremely popular whenever they appear, live and in person. Ya think? Our Marvel staff can assist you in coordinating superhero personal appearances and develop promotional tie-ins for your products, which will guarantee increased sales, excitement, and goodwill. Yes, it will. So it goes into that. This being a gatefold, or not a gatefold, but like a folderish type. I don't know what you call that exactly, but up here, the World of Marvel is available for publication in your country. You see here Gail Munn and Stan Lee. Gail Munn was big in Marvel UK, and then I think she came back to the States and handled a lot of the licensing. We have always believed that Gail Munn probably knows where all the skeletons are buried as far as the international licensing, and would be a very interesting interview and lady to talk to. And I've always believed that a lot of the people behind the scenes would appreciate doing interviews on their past, because everyone's interested in Stan Lee and the artists and colorers and inkers, but who wants to talk to the licensing department? Well, assholes like you and me who are into the foreign niche. We want to talk to the licensing department. We find it interesting, and that's why I think it would be really interesting to speak to her one day. Contact our international marketing staff. Well, I'd love to contact you guys, but I'm guessing that's all changed. Anyway, again, all 4 languages. And this is the back. Extremely, extremely cool piece of comic history. Even if some people would say it's only a piece of foreign comic history, I don't care. This is super neat. And I hope you guys like checking it out as much as I liked showing it. If anyone out there knows of any other types, or even just copies of this type, I would love to hear about it. Because the interesting thing is, this one was done for 4 separate languages. We've always wondered if Marvel did one, say, for the Asian publishers. Did Marvel possibly do one that's in Mandarin, Japanese, Korean? If they did, I would love to see it. I'd love to know that it exists. So, yeah. That was neat. Yeah, so super neat. I'm glad you guys went on that little journey with me. I also got a question recently by someone that asked me about the magazine and why the magazine isn't still being put out and published, and if we printed the magazine and all of those things. And the honest truth is, I actually have issue 7 on my computer right now, but I'm having a hard time finding the time to finish the layout, and it's been years. Life has gotten in the way in that regard, for sure. But we did. We published. We published the magazine, and I had a really good time doing it. All the people that helped out on this magazine, I mean, there's so many. The first issue was really neat. I still have this piece here that we had produced. We've talked about the Indianapolis Comic-Con and how we had a booth there. This was a actual letter that we wrote to make this packet, which had our this 1-page giveaway that we were doing, and both issues 1 and 2 of the Indiana Comic-Con exclusive. And this would be issues 1 and 2 of that. And it was really a fun thing that we did. But I would say that we just kind of ran out of energy on that front and started dedicating a lot of our time to social media and to the forums. Forums have basically gone dead. I just think forums are not the right format anymore. People like the ease of use of social media. And we're working on some stuff. There might be some stuff in the future. I want to, again, invite everyone to come to the Albuquerque Comic Expo in the weekend of August 16th, 17th, 18th. We are going to have a foreign comic collectors dinner. I'm trying to get my beautiful wife, Heather Jo, to show up. So if you do come, bring the ladies. After the dinner, we were planning on meeting either at a bar or even in someone's hotel room, and just bring all the books that we brought to sell and trade, and we're just going to have our own little kind of powwow Foreign Comic Collectors Powwow. And it's going to be a blast. So try to make it. A lot of the initial people that started FCC will be there. Liam Sturgis, Hector Banda, Tim Bildhauser, Define 999, Tony Pomilla. Who else is a for sure thing that was there in the beginning? I think that's it for the initial guys that started creating the magazine. But there's going to be other amazing collectors there as well. Really, guys I respect. Timothy Coopin from Coop's Comics, amazing dealer, deals in foreign comics as well. Just a whole bunch of other newer collectors and older collectors and old dinosaurs like us that created the magazine. Thank you for watching my video. If you watched this video to the end like this, and Ken Worthing, the guy that's handled our social media for FCC Magazine and handled it for a long time, he's going to try to make it. He's going to fly in from England. Thank you for being a part of this community. It's awesome. And have a good Sunday. Drink some beer. That's what I'm doing. I'll catch you later. Define 999 out.